Hello! Welcome back. This is a continuation of my broadband rant that I had a few, 3 weeks ago almost now, when I was still struggling with my broadband provider 3. If I'm honest, I've got to say that I'm still having problems with 3, but thankfully I do have another mobile carrier on my phone, and that helps me immensely when I need it. However, there is some good news. I changed my router from one of those to the TP-Link MR600. I can now stream television. I still got my broadband. I just thought I'd take you through some of the things. This is the actual modem that I've been using, nice shiny black thing. I like it actually for a number of reasons. One is it has 2 hooks on the back, so I can hang it on the wall. Now, those of us that live on narrowboats, space is always at a premium. So to be able to hold this onto the wall, it's terrific. It just frees up a whole area. It also has external aerial connections. Now, living in a steel tube, it's very useful to have an external aerial, and I must say that it does actually work very well. Here is where the SIM card goes. It's one of those micro SIMs, not the nano SIM. A nano SIM is a very small one. This is the micro one, and if you've only got a nano SIM, they actually put in the pack a little adapter for you so you can put your nano SIM in it. That's always useful. It also has 3 local area networks, so you can actually connect your telly or your computer directly into the modem. It also has a 4th one which doubles up both as a local area network and as a wide area network. So if you really wanted to, you can actually plug your home broadband, whether it be from BT, TalkTalk, Sky, whatever, into this little box, Trix, and you can use it then to send or transmit the Wi-Fi around your house. Whilst there's a lot of information about this little beauty online, I'll try and keep this one simple and just simply say that on board the boat it works extremely well. It also enables you to set up a lot of mesh connections. The mesh connections is basically a lot of repeater stations which you can put around your house or your boat, and it can then connect wirelessly to that to extend the broadband signal. However, we won't worry about that now. We do have the obligatory on-off switch, and we have the WPS button as well. Whoops, just about there. So, when I first had this, I did actually connect it up to the existing aerial and did a test. Now, I wasn't in a very good area at the time, and if you can recall from my previous video, I wasn't very happy with the download and upload speeds that I did. So up here, this is what I got when I ran the test on this straight after I filled it in. Marginally better, but a lot more reliable. And as I said, I can now stream television programs. I've no idea why the other router would not work. However, I did have an awful lot of you guys contact me and give me explanations as to why. Some thought it might be to do with the class of signal. Evidently, when the broadband is transmitted, it uses different classes, class ranges, and they thought that with 3 they can vary across the country. In other words, they're not static all the way around. So you might be in an area where you get a good signal, and then you might be in an area where you get a bad signal, depending on what class you're using. However, I have to say that my experience of 3 is not good. Would I recommend them? I think it's up to you to make that decision. I found they did ask me to contact them with a direct message if I was still having problems. The reply I got, honestly, I think there must have been some numpty sat in a play school somewhere that typed it. It was ridiculous. And to offer me a new contract, I just want the contract I got to work. Anyway, I've got another 20 months or so left of that contract to run. Once it's completed, I shall be looking for another carrier. This little baby is unlocked, so I can put any SIM I like in there. So I think what I'll do next time is I'll get an unlimited data SIM from 2 or 3 carriers and try them just for a month or a few weeks each before I commit myself to another 2-year ongoing contract. So there we go. Now, when you get this little baby and you plug it in, there is a setup that you have to go through. In case anybody is thinking of buying the TP-Link Archer MR600, which incidentally does come with a couple of fancy little aerials that you can put on as well. So if you haven't got an external aerial, you can use these. You get 2, of course. I'm just going to put the software setup. I'm going to screen record that. Well, in fact, I did it when I first had the box. So have a look at that. That will show you how you set up this. What you can also do, and it's extremely useful, is you can set up a guest account. So if you've got someone that's going to be staying in your home or your boat or your caravan even, you can let them join your broadband through this using a guest account, which you can either password protect or not. So it's got some nice little tricks up its sleeve, and I'll briefly touch on those as I go through the software review. So well, let's get on with that. Let's have a look at how we set this up in the first place and take it from there. All the default settings shown are actually attached to the bottom of the router. The first thing you need to do is enter in a new password. Most of the quick setup requires you just to simply accept what's shown apart from entering in that new password and clicking next. You then need to log back on to the network using your new password. Good old smiley face shows you have completed it successfully. And that's all there is. The only thing left to do was to do a quick speed test. As I've mentioned before, I was not in a very good area at the time. I've since had it up to over 40 megabits upload and download. Well, I hope you found that useful. the TP-Link Archer MR600 router. I'm happy that I've got it. As I said to you before, I've got two little hooks on there and I can put it on my wall, so it basically gives me back some space that I had previously lost. Anyway, if you've got any questions that you think I might be able to answer, please put them in the comments below. Other than that, I wish you well, and I'll see you on my next vlog. Ta-da! As you can see, when you log back on, you come back to your basic settings, where there is an advanced tab, and it's here that you find all the goodies. That's if you like playing around. The status tab menu option will give you all the default settings that you currently have available to you, and under this particular one you'll notice that it's set for mobile broadband, but if I click the next box and I connect my Sky or whatever to it, that will enable me to use it then on that basis and not as a mobile. However, there are options within this for you to have a default, so that should the home broadband fail, the mobile then takes over. You'll find all the network settings here, and these can be adjusted. Well, I like this a lot. You can actually send and receive text messages. How cool is that? The wireless settings are here, and this is where you set up your guest network, if you wish to use it, of course. Parental controls as well. You can even set up additional security, firewall, denial of service attacks. In here you will find a myriad of basic changes that you can make to your system. It's one of those things that you need to play with. But perhaps the most important is to always do a firmware update, especially when you first connect this router to the internet. In my case, there was an update waiting, and I quickly done that, as you've just seen, and then I have to wait for the router to reboot itself. As I mentioned earlier, this is only a very brief look at the software. There are plenty of YouTubers out there who specialise in technical blogs, but I hope you found this useful, and should I be able to help with any questions, then please do not hesitate to put these in the comment section below. Once the software has reloaded, it will come back and confirm to us, after we put in our new password, that all is well. And that's it.